promised to keep you updated on the situation with Bear, and I do have some important information that Sam received from Edinburgh University Hospital yesterday after they took a look at his somewhat abnormal x-rays. Before going into that, I hope you don't mind if I just share a few of my thoughts with you, but obviously if you want to skip forward, feel free. Frisians, as you know, often present with unique and slightly unusual health conditions that often cause vets to have to delve a little bit deeper than usual. Now, sometimes it is a bit of a mystery game, and while it can be frustrating for anyone looking after them, I've learned over the years not to become too disheartened with it. It's easy to fall into that trap of blaming yourself and thinking that you might have missed something obvious or mismanaged their care in any way. And trust me, even today, after all these years, I still question everything. But you know, that's normal. That's the way that we all work, and we learn through the power of hindsight. Now, in my experience dealing with these various health issues, they're not exclusive to Frisians, a lot of them are. It is just the nature of life. Whether it's horses, dogs, cats, or humans, challenges and conditions are always going to arise. And even with the very best of care, the law of averages would suggest that one horse may need more attention than another due to a health problem. Frisians do just seem to add a layer of complexity to the diagnostic process, I guess. Among our horses, some have faced quite unique health challenges and others more common, straightforward ones. Hoitzer manages with arthritis, as does Hidda. They generally manage with anti-inflammatories, but Hidda needed some extra help this year with his. He's coped with sarcoids, and you all know about Hunnis and his sarcoids. Renska was lame for a year when she was 5, but she's gone on to find a way to live a healthy and active life. Doubtson, she's got the potential for gastroparesis, which requires really careful management. Then we've got Zhao, who's got a fractured extensor process. And these are just a few examples of the various conditions that our horses deal with. Now, if anyone with a yard full of horses tells you that they're all 100% all of the time, I'd either suggest that they're perhaps not telling you the truth, or they've not picked up on the challenges that each of those horses have. So what I really wanted to say is that what we're experiencing at the moment, I've learnt to understand over the years, isn't completely out of the ordinary. We've got 15 Frisians here. If you put 15 humans in a room and ask them their medical history, almost guaranteed they'll all be able to tell you a story. And some of them will manage those issues better than others, and the horses are no different. I'm lucky that I've been able to avoid a lot of the veterinary costs that some owners will incur, simply because of the knowledge and experience that I've been lucky to gain over the last 40 odd years, specifically with Frisians in the last couple of decades. This has allowed me to identify and manage an issue before it becomes a bigger problem. Now, we've relied heavily on the generosity of our followers, along with the income generated from visitors to the farm over the years, to cover the costs of a lot of the additional costs we're faced with. And as you know, it's often troubled me quite a bit to ask for help. However, when the unusual happens, costs do escalate and we need to cover them. So many people would ask, why do I do what I do? But the thing is, these horses give so much back to everyone who's blessed enough to meet them, whether it's in person or online. They're stunning. They're mesmerising, they're honest, they're kind and generous. You know, mostly they're generous in their affections, and they really don't expect a lot in return, much like the average pet dog. Us humans are responsible for bringing them into our world. The least we can do is take care of them whilst they're here. Are you coming to say hello? It's Nero. I was blessed to have the opportunity to move onto the farm 18 years ago, and it's a farm that's been in the family for over 100 years. I was equally blessed that my father allowed me to take over the buildings and the land to follow my passion, at the expense really of his original plan, which was to sell, was to sell all the land and to then be able to renovate the farmhouse and buildings so that they could be saved for generations to come. He and my mum made huge sacrifices to allow me to do this, not only because of the joy it brought them, but because from day one they could see the pleasure that the horses were bringing to each and every person who crossed their path. Because I've been blessed to have this opportunity, it's always felt right to share it with others, and I have done for many years, both in person and online. From the feedback I've received, I know how important and unique what we do is to so many people, but it has been a constant daily worry about how we can keep doing this at the expense of the farm and our own health and the quality of life in general. It's only now that I see a light at the end of the tunnel. Thanks not only to our loyal followers, but also now to YouTube and the opportunities that that has opened up and the extended community that we've found. We do have a way to go, but I'm hopeful that we can build a following that will allow us to benefit from the advertising revenue alongside the support of those who believe in our ethos. Bear's recent health issues are sadly not straightforward, and after hearing back from Edinburgh, their initial thoughts were to lean towards bone cysts, although the way that they're presented is, of course, unusual. He's a Frisian, what do we expect? Now, it's likely that these have been present in him for quite some time, and what may have happened is one of the cysts may have broken through the arterial surface. Now, to determine this, we need to do some advanced imaging, preferably through a CT scan, which Edinburgh is having installed next month. This scan would provide more detail than an X-ray would and would help diagnose the issue more accurately. Now, as I understand it, if the cyst has broken through into the arterial surface, potential treatment options include stabilising the cyst with a screw or fusing the affected joints. As a believer in allowing nature to take its course, I've always believed time and rest is the best healer. However, in Bear's case, his 3 weeks of box rest have shown no improvement, and if anything, his condition has deteriorated. To do nothing and hope it resolves itself is not really a risk that I think it's wise to take, particularly given the discomfort he's in, even with the maximum pain relief. I don't have a definitive cost right now, but I do know that the CT and MRI scans alone would be just short of £2,000. And obviously we've already incurred costs with the initial X-rays. Now, if both Bear and Nero need to undergo surgery, we're talking about thousands more. But obviously I'll keep you updated on this the more I find out. The support we've had from the ongoing Hunnis appeal for his sarcoids and the Nero and Winter fundraiser has been incredible. What it's raised has allowed us to bring Nero here and give him the first stages of treatment for his damaged hock. You're a cheeky boy. We've improved our feeding areas. We've covered day-to-day expenses, got additional bedding and haylage, and covered the cost of our soon-to-be concreted hay hole. The concrete wagon's arriving any minute. Can you not knock my camera over? I would probably have held off on the hay hole if I'd known we were about to be faced with more unexpected costs, but it's going ahead. Sadly, what we've raised so far is unlikely to cover all the costs that we're likely to incur if we try and give Nero and Bear a better outlook in life. You know, they're both young horses, and I'm hoping that with your continued support, they'll have the chance, like Hunnis has had, to live a longer, happier life where they can carry on bringing joy to all their followers. What I'm reluctant to do is to dip into the very generous donation that Tara Cohn sent us. Now, she's kindly said that it can be used on anything that we need here right now. But at this point in time, I think it's crucial for that to go towards securing the future and getting the drawings and plans put together for what I believe we can create here in the long term. The bigger we can grow our following on YouTube, the more chance we have to benefit from the advertising revenue. So really what I'm saying is, if you find our content interesting, you enjoy it, please share our channel and encourage others to subscribe. It costs nothing, and I know so many of you have kindly done that already. If you are in a position to support financially, there's various options. You could become a patron through our website. You could contribute through the GoFundMe campaigns. You could sponsor a horse or go to our wish list on the website. Some of you will have seen we have a couple of raffles running at the moment for a beautiful scarf for Teddy Bear's birthday, along with another one made by Wendy for Renska's birthday. As always, I can assure you that every contribution goes back into caring for the horses and finding ways to improve the facilities here. I give you my word that I will continue to do my very best to share as much footage as possible so that you can join us on this journey that we're going on. You know, aside from the health issues that we have, and no doubt will continue to have over the years, there's lots of positive things happening, and there's really exciting times ahead, and we want to share all those ups and downs with all of you, because you're giving us that opportunity to bring in an income to this farm to help make it a sanctuary for all these horses for years and years to come. So once again, thank you for listening, and I will obviously keep you up to date on what's going on with Bear and what's going on with Nero, which I hope that I'm going to get the update from the vets up in Edinburgh later today on what they're suggesting the next steps are for the management of his hock.